I've noticed in so many workplaces, it's not just the rules that keep people safe, it's how those rules are shared that really makes the difference. Effective health and safety communication isn't just a box-ticking exercise, is it?
Absolutely, and honestly, it's the glue that holds the whole safety system together. If you think about it, communicating hazards, procedures, or changes to staff isn't optional. It's essential for compliance and, more importantly, for actually protecting people.
That's so true. And I've seen firsthand how poor communication can lead to confusion or even accidents. You can write the best procedure in the world, but if no one reads, understands, or follows it, it's not worth much.
I know what you mean. Actually, in a lot of modern workplaces, information comes from so many directions: laws, procedures, training, even incident reports. Making sure it all gets to the right people in a way they actually grasp, that's a real challenge.
So, digging a little deeper health and safety information isn't a single thing, right? There's a whole spectrum, from legal requirements to hands-on risk assessments, and even things like product safety data sheets.
Exactly, and each type has a different purpose. Legal info sets the baseline, but then you've got policies that shape workplace culture, risk assessments that keep folks aware of dangers, and even stuff like training certificates that prove competence.
I've noticed sometimes organizations focus heavily on just one of these, usually policies, while forgetting things like communicating about incidents or near misses, which are gold mines for learning.
Right, and let's not forget environmental info or contractor requirements. If those slip through the cracks, workers and even external parties can end up in risky situations. It's all interconnected.
Now, let's talk about getting information to the right people inside and outside the organization. I hear about internal toolbox talks and safety meetings, but what about getting the message to contractors or visitors?
That's such an important point. Internal communication is often more straightforward: briefings, emails, notice boards. But when it comes to contractors or suppliers, you need structured inductions, site rules, sometimes even language translations to make sure nothing gets lost.
And you mentioned translations. Workforce diversity can really complicate things. Some teams rely on visual aids or hands-on demos just to get around language or literacy barriers.
Absolutely. Plus, with external parties, you're not just protecting your own staff, you're keeping your reputation and legal standing safe too. Strong external communication can prevent accidents and even legal trouble down the line.
Funny enough, I've seen people rely way too much on emails or written manuals, then wonder why safety messages aren't sticking. What's your take on mixing up communication methods?
I actually think variety is crucial. Verbal communication, like safety briefings, is great for discussion and real-time questions. But without written or visual backup, those messages can fade. And digital systems think apps or online platforms are awesome for record-keeping and fast updates, but only if everyone actually has access and the know-how.
Right. And visual cues like clear signage or color-coded labels can be a game changer, especially where language gaps exist. I once saw a site where floor markings and pictograms did more to prevent accidents than any memo ever could.
That's a great example. The trick is making sure communication isn't just one way. Workers need to ask questions, give feedback, and really interact with the information. Otherwise, it's just noise.
That actually reminds me, what about all the things that get in the way? I've seen language issues, information overload, and even just plain lack of interest from management. Those barriers can totally derail good intentions.
They really can, and sometimes the biggest barrier is assuming everyone got the message just because it was sent. You need to check understanding, ask workers to explain things back, or run short practical demos. Plus, involving people in safety conversations makes them more invested.
I've found that when leaders actually walk the floor and talk safety, not just after something goes wrong, but all the time, it shifts the whole vibe. People are way more likely to speak up or follow procedures.
Exactly. Leadership sets the tone, and good record-keeping, like logs of briefings or training, shows you're not just talking the talk. It's proof that information was shared, understood, and acted on. That's the foundation for real, lasting safety culture.
So, after all said and done, how do you actually know if your communication system works? Sending out memos is one thing, but measuring real impact is another.
Honestly, it's all about feedback loops and monitoring. Inspections, talking to staff, reviewing accident trends, these tell you if the message is getting through. And if it's not, that's your cue to switch things up, maybe try a different method or bring in more two-way dialogue.
I like that. And those real-life scenarios like the care home missing the night shift workers with a policy update just highlight why review is so important. It's not only about ticking a box, but truly protecting people.
Absolutely. Continuous improvement is the heartbeat of any health and safety system. When leaders and teams learn from mistakes, adapt, and keep communication fresh, that's when you see real, positive change in safety performance.